Well, for many, the all-important business dinner can be awkward and uncomfortable, especially if you are the host or the hostess. So here with tips on handling the business of ordering the wine or wines for the night is Robert Aiudi, otherwise known as the language chef. And this can be, Rob, a big power play.
Absolutely.
At a business dinner, or any dinner really, but for a business dinner, there's more at stake.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think people, I've seen, I live in Manhattan, so I listen to a lot of people who are ordering wines or ordering food, and they always stumble over the pronunciations of the wines or food, or they'll just point at the menu. And so the whole idea of the language chef is really to empower people so that when they're in a restaurant ordering food or wine, that they feel comfortable doing so.
Yeah, a lot of this you say is doing your homework. Yep. And you say it's go ahead and contact the sommelier at the restaurant where you're going to be having dinner ahead of time.
Definitely. I mean, I think what's so interesting about the web now is that you can get menus online. I mean, so many restaurants now have their menus online, and what you can do is go to the menu online and then come to the language chef, and you'll learn how to pronounce all those wines that are on that menu. And you can actually practice, and nobody has to know about it. You know, you can pretend that you lived in France for 5 years or lived in Italy for a couple months, and all you have to do is just do a little homework on. And actually, some of the wines, and I've actually brought a few today. The pronunciations are actually really easy. Okay,
should you order a red and a white? Should you ask the table what they're interested in?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because I think that it's really fair to do that, to ask the people at the table what they like. You know, no longer, I think, are we in the days of, you know, white for fish and red for meat. You can really mix and match because there are so many different wines from around the world that go well with both. And so I think it's important to ask the people at the table. And oftentimes, if you're tasked with ordering the wine, somebody at the table might have a preference. So you're safe, because someone will say, "Oh, I really like Pinot Grigio." So, "Oh, let's get a Pinot Grigio." So it's really just calming down, relaxing, and listening to what's going on, and you'll be a success.
You know, I've seen some hosts or hostesses, and they look at the wine menu, and you can just see the terror in their eyes.
Terror in their eyes. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, there are so many wines, and I don't want to embarrass myself, and I don't want to go super low end, I don't want to go super high end. And you say if you know the menu ahead of time, there's kind of a trick where you can kind of use either your finger, your pen.
Exactly, yeah.
You can explain how that works.
Okay, you can do that. Yeah. I mean, you know, the waiter or the sommelier is going to be sensitive to that fact that you're maybe a little bit nervous, and you can just point to the wine, obviously. I think what
and the price range. In other words, you may say, okay, I'll take but then you kind of point. It may not be the super high end, but nobody else at the table knows.
No one's going to know, exactly. So you know, making friends with your waiter or your sommelier is a really good idea at the beginning, and just say, you know, we have time. We're here for a nice business dinner, and you can take your time, and you don't have to rush, and you can have those kind of signals back and forth. And so anyway, so the point of the language chef, though, is to really be prepared before you go to the restaurant. And as I said, it's a lot easier than people think.
Okay, pronunciation of wines, you can really embarrass yourself that way too. Let's talk about, you have 2 reds, 2 whites. Tell me a little bit about each and how you pronounce them.
Okay, so the first one here is a red. It's a Nero d'Avola. And Nero.
Say it again.
Nero d'Avola.
Nero d'Avola.
Yes, and it's from Sicily, and it's a nice full-bodied red. Nero means black, and Avola is a town in Sicily, and it's a pretty famous Sicilian wine. Very, very deep, and goes really well with actually fish or meat. But it's very popular now, at least in the city. Okay. The next one is a Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, and it's called.
Oh, see, you made that sound so easy.
Sorry. Yeah,
now, someone like myself would sit there and say,
Well, you can come to the Language Chef website, and you'll learn this. Montepulciano d'Abruzzo is a grape. It's a very famous grape and wine in the Abruzzo region, and this one is called Tresaggi. Tresaggi, S-A-G-G-I. I've heard people say Tresaggi, but it's Tresaggi. No. And it's interesting because the word Saggi is close to the English word for sage, so it means the 3 wise men is the name of the wine. And those kind of little hints you see on the bottle once in a while.
Soft G, remember that.
Saggi, right, exactly.
Saggi,
right.
Okay.
And then the next one is a Pinot Grigio. In the States now, we're talking a lot about varietals, and you know, you're ordering Pinot Grigios and not necessarily one from a particular winery. But so Pinot Grigio is a good sort of standard word to know. It means gray Pinot, so it's talking about the grape. And this one is from Friuli, which is a province just north of Venice. And I tell you, most of the wines there are amazing. So if you order a Pinot Grigio from this region of Italy, you're going to be safe.
You're going to be all right.
Yep. And then the next one is agave. The agaves are from Piemonte, which is the opposite end of Italy, and really crisp, really light-bodied, and also goes well with really fish or meat. Honestly,
you're okay.
Yeah.
All right, we have two websites. Yours, first of all, you can go there. You not only handle the wines, but also pronunciation of different. Is it bruschetta? Is it bruschetta?
Right. Exactly.
All of those.
Yes.
And then there's another site called was it
Club W?
Club W.
Yeah, exactly. Club W is a wine seller of wines, and lots of good information on their website as well.
Okay, Rob, good having you on the show.
Yeah, fun. Thank you so much. It was really fun.
The Language Chef, and that's all for this week. We'll see you next week on 12 on the Money. I'm Rebecca Saran.